Hello, my name is Ryan Ashker. Welcome to the Sports News on CW57, your home for local high school, collegiate, and club sports. We have a very special episode this week where we'll go back and see some of the former NFL players that I had a chance to speak with at the Brett Favre Legends game. We'll also visit with James McIntyre of Ford's Gym, former MLBer Barry Larkin, and NBA great Dominique Wilkins. All that and more on the Sports News this week, brought to you in part by the Red Zone. Now let's get you off the bench and into the game. Hello, welcome back to the Sports News. Right now I'm joined by Packers legend, in my opinion, Doug Evans. Doug, how are you doing today?
Hey, man, I'm happy to be here, man. Glad to be here. You know, it's an exciting day, fun day, so it should be pretty interesting. Got a lot of old and young guys out here. More old and young, but, you know, it should be a pretty good day today.
Now, what's some of the emotion when you're out here today, meeting up with some of the old teammates, playing against some of the guys you used to play against? How's it feel?
Yeah. Like the old days, you know, you're around your guys, you know, the camaraderie is back. You know, we're in the locker room having jokes like we used to always do in the back day, you know, and like I say, we're playing against some of the best that we played in the past. So, you know, maybe this might be our last go-around of glory, maybe.
So what do you think? I'm going to call it. I have a feeling we're going to have Doug Evans get a pick off McNabb one more time.
Oh, man, you know what? You better throw it right to me. It hit me in my gut because I don't know how much I got left in the tank.
So I got to ask, seeing we're kind of out here celebrating Brett Favre's induction to the Packers Hall of Fame. You being a teammate for so long, what's maybe a great memory that you have or something that stands out from playing with Brett all those years?
Yeah, well, I was actually, that's a good question. I was just telling someone about, you know, when I came in '93, Brett was here a year before, and I really didn't know too much about, you know, just heard the name and see how he developed. But I remember it was a game playing against the Detroit Lions, and we needed that game to be eligible for the playoffs, to get into the playoffs against Detroit. And I remember Brett was scrambling, and he threw one of the longest and highest balls I've ever seen, you know, and it seemed like he had no chance to even get it completed, and hit Sterling Sharp in the back of the end zone. And I said, oh, yeah, this guy's legit for real. He's definitely one of those guys to go and win ball games, a lot of ball games. He's going to take chances, and that's exactly what the Green Bay Packers needed at that time, you know, to solidify as a great team, you know, going into the playoffs.
Well, we want to thank you for being out here. We're really excited to see you on the field once again, so good luck today.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Hi, Mom.
Doug Evans, former Green Bay Packer. We'll be back with more of the Sports News in just a moment. Hello, welcome back to the Sports News. Right now we're joined by Daryl Thompson. Daryl, how are you doing today?
Doing excellent.
So what's some of the emotion being out here today playing on Favre's team against some of the old alumni guys?
A lot of nervous tension, a little excitement, but I'm honored. I'm honored they asked me, and it should be fun, and hopefully we won't hurt each other out here today.
Now, got to ask, with all the years you were part of the team and playing with Favre, what are maybe a couple really good memories you have as we're out here celebrating him today?
You know, Brett was a fun guy. You know, he was entertaining in the huddle. I had one touchdown, I think they showed it last night, where I thought, we're celebrating. I thought he was coming up to high-five me, and he tackled me, and took me down after the game. So, I mean, just a lot of good memories, a lot of, and I learned from him, too. Mm-hmm. Play hard and have fun. That's my advice to kids. Play hard, have fun.
And what have you been up to since your playing days ended?
I run a youth program in the Twin Cities called Boulder Options. So I've been doing that for 21 years, and I've been the broadcaster for the University of Minnesota football team for about 18 years. So that keeps me busy.
Busy guy. Now, with being out here with the team, kind of what's part of the goal? Do we want to come out here and win? Is it going to get competitive, or are we all out here to have fun, be safe, and just put on a good show?
I think it's have fun and be safe. But I think it's going to get probably a little bit competitive.
Mm-hmm.
I got an artificial hip and 2 sore knees. So, but I'm sure that, if there's a ball in there, I'm going to try to, if it's near me, I'll try to catch it, at least move forward. That's all I can do. So, but it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Fantastic. We look forward to watching it. Thank you very much for coming on the show today, and good luck at the Brett Favre Legends game.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We'll be right back with more of the Sports News in just a moment. Welcome back to the Sports News out of the Brett Favre Legends game, joined by Pete Barrick right now. Pete, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. We'll find out, though. Talk to me in about an hour and a half. We'll see how I'm doing.
So what does it mean to you to be able to play in a game like this? We know it's not Lambeau necessarily, but being at Camp Randall and getting back with some of the NFL alumni.
No, it's been great. Barry Alvarez recruited me out of high school to Notre Dame. And once I signed, he left and came here and really turned his program around. I just talked to Barry a few minutes ago. So it's great to be here. My son's with me. He's kind of gotten a feel for what it's like, and these guys are the best in the world. You miss those guys that you play with, and getting a chance to see them all again.
And we know you got to get going here real quick. While I got you, do you have a best memory while you're playing with Brett Favre?
Well, I didn't play against him.
Against him.
In 1998, when they had the big home winning streak, and we went out there and put about 500 yards on them. I started and played that whole game and really enjoyed it. So great rivalry, a great guy, and you know, Favre he's definitely unique. He's a winner, and it's been a pleasure playing against him and calling games with him.
Pete, thank you very much. We'll let you get going. Good luck today.
All right, make sure you got that cart available. I told the ambulance, keep it running. You don't get some guys falling out.
We'll be back with more of the sports news in just a moment. Welcome to the sports news. We are joined right now after the Brett Favre All-Star Game with a Packers legend, Eugene Robinson. Eugene, thanks for joining us here today.
No doubt. Thank you very much for having me.
So how did it feel to be back on the field? We know it's not Lambeau, we're here at Camp Randall, but still to be on the field with some of the great Packers and guys you played against.
I tell you, it was a lot of fun today, but, you know, I'm an old guy, and an old guy that his knees are hurting. I'm like, oh, my goodness. And Torrey Holt ran right by me. Will he go? I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I'm domesticated now. I'll get you later. So, but it was fun today. Lots of fun. Got to see Brett, and that's what everybody came out here to see. And I'm like a fan, too. I'm treated to this big treat seeing Brett, and I'm happy to play with him. Loved it out here today.
So seeing we are out here celebrating Brett, can you give me maybe your favorite Brett memory from the years you guys played together?
They say Brett is a shower bandit, right? So he's a shower bandit. He's always going to play tricks on you. So when I first got to the team in 1996, when I got to the team, they said, hey, if you taking a shower or you in the bathroom doing your business, then watch out, Brett will get you. Leave the door open. I'm like, I'm not leaving the door open. That's crazy. I'm not leaving the door open. Well, I should have left the door open because one day I got hit with a bucket of cold Whirlpool water, which is like 52 degrees. I jumped off the commode. I'm running through the locker room. Every time I turn, I see this naked body turn, and I'm following this naked body. What was Brett Favre? As I get in the locker room, he was hiding in the locker like this. Said, "It wasn't me, Gene. It wasn't me. It was him." And it took me all day to get him back, all year long to get him back. I got him back.
Eugene Robinson here on the Sports News, one of my all-time favorite Packers. Actually, the reason I rocked the 41 with the Mustangs.
The 41, baby.
We'll be back with more other sports news in just a moment. Welcome back to the Sports News right now. Right after the Brett Favre Legends game, we are joined by Jason Suttle. Jason, how did it feel to be back out on Camp Randall today?
It was pretty nice. It was pretty cool. Great field out there, a lot of great players. Had a good time. It was really fun.
And now with some of that emotion being back on Camp Randall, it was really cool. You made a couple plays while we were out there watching you, and every time you did, being a Badger, you got a really cool ovation. That had to be a little fun for you.
Yeah, that was pretty nice. Being an old UW guy, kind of got the home field advantage with that, and so that was pretty nice. Me and Ron Dane, so that was pretty cool.
I know I had a blast watching you out there. Now, with kind of some of that being able to be out there with some of the Packers legends, some of the All-Stars that you had a chance to play with and against in your playing career, what are maybe some of the best memories as we're celebrating, you know, Brett Favre going into the Packers Hall of Fame? Maybe a good memory that you have today that brought up?
There's not a lot of great memories playing against those guys. They're pretty good out there. You know, it was really cool to meet guys like Andre Rison and Javon Walker was out there, Freeman, and of course Favre. You know, this in itself is a pretty good memory, I got to admit.
Fantastic. We're going to let you go. We know you're busy, but want to thank you for joining us here on the Sports News again. We'll be right back in just a moment. Thank you. Hello and welcome back to the Sports News. Right now we're joined by a good friend of the show, James McIntyre of Forest Gym. James, how's this going, buddy?
Man, it's going pretty good. How about yourself?
Not bad at all. Thanks for asking. So, got to ask, for those of us that didn't make it out to the event, how was the Who's the Boss boxing event?
Oh, it was a great time, good for the community. It started off with a national anthem performance by local R&B star Jesse Lester, and he blew the whole roof off of the thing, man. He knocked out 6 fuses. If he would have went longer, he probably would have shut the lights down.
Wow, so nothing wrong with starting off on a high note like that.
Now, we also had some good speakers there. Noble Ray, ex-police chief. We had Michael Johnson from the Boys and Girls Club there. And, of course, ex-champ Eric Morrell was there. And we had Megan Gaza, 2015 Miss Body Figure champion was there, and she actually came in as a ring girl too, so it was great.
Oh, wow. Now, for the actual events, how are the fights themselves?
Of course, I know you want to know about the fights. So we started off with Giovanni Alamin, had a close split decision loss, but he's getting better, he's learning. It was great. I was proud of him. We had some women. I love it, man. These girls are just as beautiful inside the ring as they are outside the ring and put on a heck of a performance. Juanita Chavez and Shelly Pratt, they stole the show, shut it down. We had local amateur Marcus Johnson, who he put on a clinic that night. I mean, left hook, right hand, couldn't miss it, landed it every time he threw it, and he took advantage of that, and it was great. We had we had MMA star James Warfield, who came in as a boxer, and he put on an all-action. I mean, the fight was crazy. I shouldn't even be able to talk about it because it went to a no contest because of some a lot of fouls got involved, but it was entertaining. And of course, the boss himself, Boss Hog Marcus Parker, did not take long, just 27 seconds, first round knockout, as promised, as advertised. He got it done, put it down.
Oh, man, I'm sorry I had to miss that one. I can't wait to see the next. So speaking of the next and what's coming up, what is on the docket not only for you, but for his gym as well?
What we're looking at right now is, of course, just keeping the guys training, keep working hard, and we want to get something either December or January is what we're looking at, trying to get another event. Maybe this one won't be a pro. We try to put on an all-amateur event first and then come back with the pros a little later, maybe around April of next year.
Now, really quick, while I have just a couple seconds here, what are some of the goals looking ahead for you as you continue to work with Ford's Gym and put on these great events?
Right now, we got Chris Owsley. He's qualified for the Olympic qualifiers, and he's going for that, so we're going to keep working hard with him, try to get him there. We got Ricardo Rodriguez getting ready to make his pro debut, so we're excited and happy about that. And of course, for the boss himself, Marcus Parker, we're trying real hard to get a televised fight for him, ESPN Premier Boxing, so that's what we're working on right now.
Something to be able to see him on the big screen. You know he's worked for it and deserves a shot like that as well. James, we want to thank you for joining us again. It's always a pleasure.
Yes, sir.
James McIntyre from Ford's Gym. We'll be back more of the sports news in just a moment. Hello and welcome to Sports News. My name is Ryan Ashker. Right now we're joined by former Cincinnati Reds shortstop and Baseball Hall of Famer Barry Larkin. He's probably best remembered for his role in the 1990 Reds World Series championship team. And with the All-Star game just being completed down in Cincinnati, we would like to welcome Barry. Barry, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Ryan. How are you?
Doing fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us on the Sports News.
Thanks for having me, man. Thanks for having me. Some good stuff happening up in Madison, Wisconsin nowadays, huh?
There is some great stuff happening up here in Madison. Now with Cincinnati, a team you obviously played for, they just got done with the All-Star game. Did you have any involvement with that, or what did that mean to those great fans in Cincinnati to be able to host that All-Star game this year?
Well, it was fantastic, a fantastic game, a fantastic home run derby. Todd Frazier being able to step up and get the home run crown back to Cincinnati in front of the hometown crowd. It was great. Yes, I was very much involved. I was a spokesperson, an ambassador for the All-Star game, and did a lot of promotional work in Cincinnati. It was great to see the city, buzz, and it was nice to see, like I said, some of the players to come up and get the job done like they did.
The fact that you mentioned that home run derby, that was fantastic to watch. Frazier being able to win that at home, being able to celebrate with his brother who threw the pitch and his family there next to him. What do you think of the new format? It seems like it sped it up a little bit, made it a little bit more exciting for the fans.
Yeah, I thought it was fantastic. I watched it. I've watched home run derbies from my on TV in the past. This one I was at personally. I thought it was fantastic. Sometimes they have a tendency to drag out a little bit, but not this one. This one was nice. The weather cooperated, which was very important. But yeah, I thought the format was great. Actually, they changed it from 5 minutes to 4 minutes each round to try to avoid the rain that came like soon after the home run derby was over. So I thought it was a nice job, and it's probably going to be a format they're going to go forward with over the next few years. But I thought it kept the attention of the fans. It was good.
As a fan, I can definitely say I hope they keep that. That was really exciting to watch last night. And with the All-Star game, now over upon us, What are your thoughts so far on the current MLB season? And halfway through, there's a couple sleepers, couple surprises. Do you have a pick yet that you think could make it to the World Series this season?
I don't have a pick yet. I really enjoy watching the Cubs and seeing how they're starting to come to prominence. I think St. Louis is the class of Major League Baseball. I think the Yankees are really surprising people. I don't think people expected the Yankees to be as good as they are so far. So not too many surprises, but a lot of nice storylines in baseball. It'll be interesting to see over this next few weeks teams that make some changes, sell off some of their talent to acquire some pieces for the future.
Yeah, and speaking of teams that are going to sell off some talent, you would imagine up where I'm at, we got a lot of Brewers fans. They're not having a good season. I think we could be having a fire sale. Have you been able to follow that at all, or what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, once again, you're going to have to make a decision. It's a tough division to be in, the National League Central. It's a very tough decision to make. Okay, are we going to be buyers or are we going to be sellers? And if you're not winning, you got to try to get better. And if you're going to get better, you got to get younger talent. You got to trade off some of those older pieces, maybe move some contracts here and there. So, it's going to be tough. I mean, the Brewers, you look at the Reds the same way. National League Central is a very, very tough division.
It is. So, yeah, I'm imagining we're going to have a pretty big fire sale up here. Barry, you're known for having a habit of getting your uniform a little dirty when you're playing one of those blue-collar type of workers. Tell us a little bit about the new campaign you're working with and give our viewers an update on what's going on with you.
Well, there's a program. I'm working with the Maytag, the power to knock out Major League stains, and we're doing a program called The Filthiest Plays, so we're trying to glorify guys going out and getting nice and dirty. Fans are going to have a chance to go and vote on 3 different plays each week, and that's the filthiest play. And you can go to either Twitter at #filthiestplays or to MLB.com/Maytag to vote. And the winner is going to enter a contest. The winner will have access to a VIP tour and 4 tickets to the World Series at the end of the season. So it's a great program to be part of.
That sounds like a fantastic program. So learn more about that at MLB.com or on Twitter. What was that hashtag again?
#filthiestplays.
#filthiestplays. Barry Larkin, want to thank you very much for joining us here on the Sports News today.
All right, Ryan, thanks for having me.
Hello and welcome back to the Sports News. Right now I have the great honor of talking to NBA legend Dominique Wilkins, former member of the Atlanta Hawks, and he has just been awarded an actual statue of himself outside his former team's arena. Dominique, thanks for joining us here on the Sports News today.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
So what was it like to get that statue and to be honored in that way by your former team, the Hawks?
Absolutely. It was great, to be honored in such a way was great. And I'm still in awe about it. It's just a beautiful statue. The sculptor did a wonderful job.
I had to look up pictures of that when I heard we were going to be talking, and it does look really nice. It's got to be a fantastic honor, especially for someone that meant so much to that organization for so long and was a key to several great Atlanta Hawks teams. Now, speaking of the Hawks, we're a little bit past the playoffs, but what is some of the emotion you get watching your team go so far into the playoffs and seeing how they're advancing now?
A lot of great emotion. I mean, what they have accomplished this year and what they did this year was absolutely unbelievable. To get to the Eastern Conference Finals, winning 60 games, have one of the winningest months ever in the history of the game, 19 wins. And what more can you ask for?
Not much at all. Had to be a lot of fun for you to watch. I know we're all excited up here in Milwaukee with a good-looking young Bucks team going on, so we're hoping they'll be able to do some of the same things those Hawks do and just get better and better each year. That's something we're looking forward to. But another reason I wanted to talk to you here today is we understand, you're talking about diabetes research and diabetes education a bit. Can you share with our viewers some of the things that you're talking about?
Oh, absolutely. Well, today we're here to launch a website called the diabetesdreamteam.com website, and the relationship with Novo Nordisk and myself has just been a great relationship and really helping people educate themselves on diabetes and how they can build personal relationship with their physician, like myself, how I built my relationship with my physician when the pill wasn't getting me to my goal, how I built a relationship where I was able to sit down with him and devise a plan that worked for me. So that's why this sweepstakes that we're encouraging people to log on to and having a chance to sit down with me a year from now at a diabetes conference to help build their own game plan and stand to their goal. And what that goal is building a treatment plan that works for you and being able to stick to it. And so that is the key in diabetes management, is finding what works for you, finding out what works for you. So again, it's not something that's easily accepted, but you got to accept it at some point where you're able to manage it, because if not, the complications from diabetes can be pretty serious.
Those complications can be very serious, and I think most of us have known someone or had to deal with diabetes ourselves in some way, shape, or form. One of the interesting facts that I want to make sure we point out to our viewers, seeing we have you here today, is diabetes is something that can really strike anyone. You are, in your day, you were a world-class athlete, one of the best NBA players in the league, and this is something that attacked you at a very young age, so it can really attack anyone, any way, shape, or form.
Well, it doesn't matter who you are. You're not exempt from this. I have 8 brothers and sisters, and I'm in better shape than everybody, and I'm the only one with diabetes. So again, in my case, it's probably hereditary because my father and grandfather both died from diabetes, type 1 diabetes. So again, being affected by it in your family, someone was bound to get it. And I look at it as a blessing in a sense, because it helps me look at my health a lot differently, help me manage my health a lot differently, and more importantly, take it more seriously. And so I do things now that I probably didn't do 15, 16 years ago. And so being a diabetic for the last 16 years, I've learned different things every year on how to manage it. And one of the things that I've learned of some of the stuff we've done with Novo Nordisk and what they have done to launch a national campaign with this diabetesdreamteam.com website has been a beneficial tool in helping people understand and managing this disease.
Now, having this be something that you've dealt with for so long, I believe you said 16 years, what advice do you have for people that are dealing with diabetes, how they can continue to live a fulfilling life and still, be healthy with that disease?
Well, the first thing I would tell people is being able to accept that you have diabetes, first of all. Secondly, trusting that it can be managed if you're willing to make that lifestyle change with diet, exercise, and medication, and staying focused, staying on top of your game plan. Being able to build a blueprint of your health, so if something goes wrong, you know how to deal with it if something goes wrong. But I think the biggest thing that people have to realize with diabetes, to accept it. And look at it as, this is just another obstacle, this is another opponent. Okay, now I have to compete a little bit. This is something I also have to deal with life. It's a small thing if I'm able to make the change, and that's lifestyle change. It's not as big a deal, because it becomes a big deal if you ignore it. And so you don't want to do that. So my biggest advice to people is accept it, move on, manage it, and live a long, healthy life.
And Dominique, very quickly while we're closing out here, where again can people learn more about your Diabetic Dream Team and get some more information?
Go to the diabetesdreamteam.com website, and what the diabetesdreamteam.com website is your physician, it's your family member, it's your trainer, it's your brother or sister, anyone who's in that support system that helps you manage this disease. They are part of your dream team. So go to our website and log on to our sweepstakes, where you can win the opportunity a year from now to spend some time at a diabetes conference where I can help you build your game plan and stay focused, build a treatment plan that works for you, and sticking with it.
Okay. Well, Dominique, thanks for joining us here on the Sports News today.
Thank you.
Dominique Wilkson, NBA legend, former Atlanta Hawk, right here on the Sports News. We'll be back in just a moment. I want to thank all of you for tuning in to the Sports News this week. I'd also like to thank everyone at the Brett Favre Legends game, Barry Larkin and Dominique Wilkins. For the Sports News, once again, my name is Ryan Ashker, getting you in the game.